Büyük ekran mı?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Başlıyor musun? Hello everyone. Welcome to IGAMTV YouTube. Today we have a very distinguished guest, Miss Amira Bieber from Germany. We will discuss with Amira the German model of refugee integration. Amira, welcome to IGAMTV. Thank you very much for being with us today. Let me start with yourself. Could you please tell us about who Amira Bieber is? Thank you.
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's a really pleasure, and it's my honor to be part of your project you're doing on IGAMTV. I think it's very, very nice, and I'm grateful for that. Who is Amira Bieber? Well, very small person. I am actually the ex-Bosnian refugee coming from Bosnia, living in Germany. Studying education, psychology, and social studies. And since I'm a refugee as well, working very, very for a long time with migration, integration, especially for families, because I was also involved as a kind of social worker during my study time and after that. So the topic migration, families, disadvantaged people is actually something I'm doing since I'm, let's say, 20. So Amira Bieber is actually a social worker wherever she is. So.
Yeah, you work for Pro Arbeit.
Yes.
I think which is a very good and interesting experience for Germany, which is local integration center or job centers. If you like, let's start with this Pro Arbeit concept and structures.
Pro Arbeit is a very usual local job center. We have in Germany, we have two different kind of, let's say, labor market institutes or institutions caring for people without job. So we have labor market agency, which is taking care of people who just lost their jobs. And then we have a job center, which is taking care of people who are like long-term unemployed. Every single, let's say, county has one job center taking care of these long-term unemployed people. But a part of these, we also have kind of huge amount of refugees and asylum seekers who are accepted and who are recognized. So Pro Arbeit is one of these job centers taking care of various target groups like disadvantaged families, like handicapped people, like people with migration, which is very, very normal here in Germany because we really have a very, very high migration rate. And we take care of the refugees who are recognized. So typical for Pro Arbeit itself is very, very unique department I work with called European Project Management, which is something that we don't really have in public authorities like a job center. It's something that we created since, let's say, last year, beginning of the last year, because we had a RIAC. This is the project we are going to talk about.
We will talk about that later.
Yeah, we started to work with RIAC and we found out that the public authorities in Germany, but I think in any other countries, they are very bureaucratic. They are very framed. So we really found like an occasion in European projects to help the people in some another way. You can combine, because if you work for a job center, you're very focused on labor market integration. But when you work on the European projects, then you can choose. Would you like to have some more input of social integration? Would you like to have a language and so on? So Pro Arbeit implemented this department I work with. And I think this is something that Pro Arbeit is really unique for.
Thank you very much. Well, in 2015, 2016, both Germany, Turkey, and many other European countries had a common experiences. All of a sudden, people from Syria tried to move to Europe. And we had some sad events, people thrown on the sea, which was alarming. The values, refugee values, norms were sometimes violated by some governments. Turkey was at the sending end, and in many cases, Germany was the receiving end. Germany became the member country of EU, which received the largest group of refugees from this way. So many years has passed. We are now 2020. Could you please tell us, particularly from the integration perspective, how is the situation in Germany for Syrians and other refugees? Because we know that refugees or undocumented migrants continue to come. Every year you receive certain amount of, quite large amount of asylum applications. Could you please describe today's situation?
Well, combining with 2015, where we really had a very messy time, and it was like a need to help from all around, but also panic situations because we really don't know if we are going to manage. On the other hand, we have a very good, very well working economical system. So our Chancellor Merkel said, yeah, we can, yes, we can. So on one hand, we had opportunity to help these people. And on another hand, we also knew that our experience in migrations for Germany are very difficult. I wouldn't say difficult, but very diverse. We had, like, in 60s, we have all these Gastarbeiter coming from Turkey, from Italy, from Balkans. We didn't have that kind of integration with strategy. It was like labor market filling manpower. So end of the 80s, we had the Berlin Wall, all these Eastern European countries coming, and then we have EU. I think that all these integration measures we had, all these failures or good, let's say, experiences, they all cumulated in this 2015. It was like a accumulation of experiences and failures. So at the very beginning, we started with language courses, helping solving social problems and so on. I think that it was a bit messy, but at the same time, it was very, very well meant. It was like, okay, people are coming, they need help, and we are here to help. And we have some experience which we are going to use to help these people. You could see at that time many refugee camps, schools, sports buildings. Everything was like, all of a sudden, 2 days, you have like everything inside. You have beds, you have shelves, you have very, very well conditions for these people. Now everything is a bit settled, more calm. People are getting homes, they look for their own departments. And I think that they are stabilizing. They have a chance now to bring their families. They have a chance to, let's say, to find a jobs and so on. I think that, of course, there's amount of people that are still waiting for something, or they are not recognized. I think in that moment when people are recognized, they really have a lot of chance here to get everything they need. I think that only one reason for someone to success here is to want to do, to have this inner, let's say, power to say, I'm here in foreign country, I don't know the language, I don't know the system, economic problems and so on, but I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to stay here. Then this is the first step to successful integration. We face that every day. So I think that the most problems occur when people are not recognized because they are not allowed to work. Some of them are not allowed to leave the refugee camps and so on. I think this is a kind of, well, it's like a vacuum. You know, you're not in, you are not out. So for these people, we still don't have solutions, or the solution they have, it's not very positive. But for the one who are recognized, I might say that Germany is really doing everything to integrate them.
I think at the beginning, when people start to come or enter into German territory, they are considered somehow as asylum seekers, if I understand correctly. Yes. And they were distributed to different states. Then until they are processed, language courses or skill trainings continued. Then after a certain period, when they recognized, then they find jobs, etc. And in this sense, in this process, I think there may be other projects, a lot of projects, I believe, by different organizations, but we have our RIAC, yes. Which is a good project. But before giving the floor back to you again, I have a film. And the leading person is our common friend, Lady Project. Let's watch it together. Sinan, my son, is trying to arrange. Sorry for taking your time. Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Lady Project, and I am a legendary animal made up of many different animals. I represent the work normally done in a project. As you can imagine, this job consists of many different tasks, just like me. Today I want to tell you something about a very interesting project, the RIAC project. What does RIAC stand for? The Regional Integration Accelerators is a transnational
Sorry, Amira. We will run again from the beginning. It's all new for us, so okay. Lady Project is a bit shy. She doesn't want to.
Hi, my name is Lady Project, and I am a legendary animal made up of many different animals. I represent the work normally done in a project. As you can imagine, this job consists of many different tasks, just like me. Today I want to tell you something about a very interesting project, the RIAC project. What does RIAC stand for? The Regional Integration Accelerators is a transnational project funded by the European Union, EU, which aims to make the refugees' integration faster and more effective, decreasing the gap between the refugees and the local employers, giving hope and supporting the refugees in their distress. Who are the project's active actors? A coordinator, speed manager, monitoring manager, mentors and trainers will all be active and ready to help whenever needed. Are there any possible challenges? Lack of employees on the labor market. Possible delays. The perplexing legal framework. Lack of cooperation among the various actors. Refugees may encounter rejections and have unrealistic expectations. Gender gap for female refugees. Consider the self-employment as an alternative for the integration into the labor market. Then, what are the 7 accelerators? 7 accelerators have been designed to lull up the process, and these are focusing, cooperating with employers, parallel process, steps go parallel, speed manager, allocate one person to be the in-charge contact person, mentoring, linking mentors with other actors and stakeholders, integration 24/7, new strategies targeting women, self-employment as an opportunity. Who are our leading partners? Pro Arbeit is our leading partner, but to ensure a smooth implementation, each partner will implement the project following the approach approved by the EU, with the possibility to adapt to the local conditions when needed. Who are the RIAC partners? Our partners are Sinova in Germany, RIAC with focus on professions within the health sector, RIAC for women, RIAC self-employment, Isbjerg Municipality Denmark, RIAC with focus on technical jobs, RIAC with focus on jobs in the hotel business, kitchen, cuisine, catering professions, RIAC for women, Alizé Co-op and Cities Onlus in Italy, RIAC with focus on healthcare, RIAC with focus on jobs in hotels and restaurants, RIAC with focus on metalworking professions, RIAC with focus on farming professions, RIAC for women, Habitat in Turkey, RIAC with focus on jobs in the industrial sector, RIAC self-employment, IGAM in Turkey, RIAC with focus on jobs in the service sector, industry-oriented RIAC with focus on jobs in the industrial sector, electronics, textile manufacturing. What are the participants' selection criteria? Reliability, punctuality, commitment, motivation, fitness, and readiness to learn. What about training? The trainings will last for almost 10 weeks, including language classes, where each partner offers classes for the local language, intercultural training, vocational language, getting ready for the labor market, and internship and coaching, along with organizing a mentoring program for the participants. Then what? After that, integration into the labor market will take place, including language, practice, follow-up through coaching, and monitoring. The mentoring process here refers to linking mentors and other actors. The RIAC project, funded by EU, and cooperation with the partners located in different regions of Europe, will all be working hard to support the refugees by rehabilitating them and preparing them to be effective people.
I hope the people who are watching us enjoyed the presentation by Lady Project. So it is obvious that the approach is quite new and innovative. It is not just teaching language, looking for a job or vocational training. It's more comprehensive approach, putting the refugee in the center and trying to address many problems, psychological, economic, whatever. So could you please elaborate on that? What is the innovative part of project? How, and especially in the implementation in Germany, what were the pros and cons of this approach?
As I said before, starting 2015 in Germany, we really found out that we have to follow experiences we had in during our migration periods in the last, let's say, 4 or 5 decades. And the first thing we really found out is that you never focus on one thing. You cannot focus on labor market integration by forgetting family matters, or you cannot focus on family matters but forget, let's say, schooling, education, or 24/7 helping the people to get into the society like in a non-formal way. So I think that the RIAC is actually it's a small project according to the experiences to German society. So it has to be something, it has to be, let's say, in a very short time. It's kind of accelerating project, we said, in very short time, but it's a joint time of social workers, time of educational, vocational trainings, and so on. I think that this is something that makes RIAC kind of to the model. It's something that we maybe the contra is really the time. We should have given more time than 2 weeks. But the pro of this project is definitely this very, very, as you said, complementary approach, complementary, but also like comprehensive approach, where every single, let's say, sphere of life of a normal people or family is into this project, because we shouldn't forget anything. One thing we forget is something is going to come back maybe, let's say, 2 months later on, and we will have a problem with. So I think that this is something that RIAC is for. The funny thing is that when we started this project, we very, very quickly found that it was very German. It's very German. You were also one who said it's very German because the conditions are very different, and we have to adapt to every country, like Italy, Turkey, even Denmark. We have to adapt to our own conditions and regulations. And the precondition to create something own, like Turkish RIAC or Italian RIAC, was this commitment to the project all partners had, and also maybe readiness to or respect to another partner who will give you some solutions, who will give you expertise and teach you. So RIAC is not only kind of unit of social workers and teachers, but also the unit of partners who exchange and enrich each other. So for me, it's definitely a model, because at the end of the day, when we are finished, the end of this year, we really can say we learn from each other. And we also learn from refugees, because many of our workers are refugees themselves, or they are current refugees who are involved voluntary. So it's a huge platform for learning and teaching. So
yes, I agree. We have our experience in implementing RIAC in Turkey as IGAM. Habitat, another partner, is doing implementing the same project in Istanbul. But in Ankara, IGAM, we really witnessed what you said we are experiencing. And it is also a genetic project. I mean, we are now learning this during the time of coronavirus. The first part, the first RIAC was we aimed to train a group of young Syrian and Iraqi refugees in cooperating with Parisli Cemil Coiffeur, which is very famous, is chain shops, luxury coiffure shops. So they trained them and employed them. At the beginning, it went well, but with Corona, the coiffures, barber shops were closed. So, but the important thing is that during this whole process, we created a different kind of friendship with our beneficiaries. We had them, which is monitoring, mentoring or speed managers. We established very strong links. They feel that there is someone behind them, supporting them. We had a beneficiary, he had an eyes problem. We helped him to go and have an operation. So in Corona, since some sectors are closed, we are helping them to find things to do in new projects. So as you said, RIAC puts the people at the center and look at as human beings, like not like somebody to be employed, etc. So it's a good model. I hope it would be employed. What do you do? Because you are in Germany, you have better access to Brussels, other potential implementers, the governments. What is your plans to advocate this further?
We found out in RIAC that the ability to adapt and to recognize the expertise of another is the key of any project. The Corona time is exactly the one that we actually learned. We even had our discussions before Corona time because we said we have a lot of time, let's make campaign. We found out, for example, that during our RIAC units and different labor market integrations, that there are some spots that we have to emphasize. Let's say mothers, let's say family matters, let's say self-employment. So we decided to not just to end up the project as we thought at the beginning, but we said, no, let's do campaigns. Let's really discuss about these problems, headscarf, for example, or whatever. So this was the dynamic of the project. And I was in Brussels last year in September, October. It was kind of conference discussing the let's say the future of the projects, especially of EASY program and so on. So how to, let's say, optimize fundings, how to, what should Commission do or help, how should they help us to create the best, to implement something that we are really convinced and committed to. And one of the most problems I had or wishes I had is to get kind of freedom of putting the topics and putting the let's say new puzzles in the project which are not meant in the beginning, and have this space and also funding for that. So if I decide that during my projects I found out that the headscarf is one of the main problems in Germany, then I must have something that funds my campaigns and make, let's say, spread around awareness about persons behind these headscarves and so on. And I think that the Commission is, they really tried to consider all our wishes. They tried to implement our proposals and ideas. I'm not sure that this is going to happen, that we will have additional money or foundations and so on. But I think that this is a key factor when we make amendments, when we ask for changes during the project. So I think that the RIAC is one of the projects where you can have dynamics, you can live these dynamics, and you shouldn't end up when the project is ended. So what we do now in Pro Arbeit is we have a spotlight on all these, let's say, the moments that RIAC was very good for. And we tried to create new projects for a commission. We try to create also our own internal projects, as you do the same. So I think that many projects in the EU have their own, let's say, spice, which bring to the new soup of the foundings. But I think that it depends on us. Depends on us how often we present project as RIAC. It depends on us what are we going to do after RIAC is done? Are we going to Spain and show our project? Are we going to Poland and show the project? So there are diverse responsibilities and tasks for every one of us who was involved in this.
Well, integration is one of the main durable solutions for refugees. And these people in Germany, millions, in Turkey, millions, and elsewhere, there's no way to nowhere to go. So they are going to stay for unseeable future with us.
Yes.
So integration is a very important thing. So bringing in very creative ideas, seeing them as human beings. These are the essence of integration. We are going to work, live together with these people. Yes. So congratulations for your implementations. Would you like to add anything else?
Yeah, maybe short.
Yes,
I think I was always thinking about the ways how people escape when they escape, you know. In my time during Bosnian War, people were hiding into the tongues of fish bowls, you know, like hiding and escaping. So I'm always astonished to see discussions about if they are going to come. Well, when people escape, they will take any kind of danger. They will do anything to escape because it's about my own life. So I'm very, very sad to see that people discuss about if they are going to come. Instead, when they are here, what are we going to do for them to stay and have normal life? Because they are going to come. People are going to the woods. Behind them is going to be shooting and whatever. But if I escape for my whole life, I'm ready to do anything. So it's very, very sad to see that we still talk about it. If are they going to come? How are we going to stop them to come? Let's do stuff for them not to come. They are going to come and to stay. So let's prepare that.
And you are best practice of being integrated. I mean, you are a refugee, escape when you are a teenager maybe, and now you occupy a very good position, helping your personal experience and what you learned to help others, newcomers. So congratulations. Thank you for joining us. I hope the RIAC type of comprehensive models will be spread out to make host communities and refugees happier.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.